Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Rebels Season 4, Episodes 3 and 4, In the Name of the Rebellion. I'm your host, Cleo, and with me I have John and Sam.
God, I'm here now?
Yeah,
How did I get
welcome.
here?
Welcome.
How do I leave?
You have a car.
This room is very small. It only goes like up to there.
And like
Nope.
about here.
You're trapped.
Here,
There.
here,
It's
here,
a little
here.
claustrophobic.
I'm liking the double episodes. And it looks like it's gonna go on for the next 2.
The next 2 weeks worth are double.
Yeah.
Yes! I like 40 minutes of Rebels. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I also appreciate that they put them immediately on demand after the first airing at 3:30 in the afternoon. So
I
thank you
appreciate
again.
that too. Like, you don't have to wait for part 2. I was like, oh crud, I gotta wait. I'm like, no, I don't. It's right there.
Yeah,
Amazing. No,
it's
I
so-
love that.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
Very,
It's
very
like,
kind of you, Disney.
yeah, I get that they wanted to do the double episodes, but then having them on the same night is a extra good thing to have.
Yeah.
Because that would be
Mhm.
just a killer if they stopped next week.
Next week
That would
on
just
Rebels.
Bog it down.
Like, don't do that to me. So, I'm really liking that
Mhm.
as well.
We start off episode 3 with Hera and her squad just crash landing almost. Every one of them is on fire.
Yeah.
All the Y-Wings just...
They're just like,
They had to jettison their fuel so they wouldn't explode. That
Yeah.
was
That was-
nuts.
Yeah.
It was very cute though, because they're like, Kane's like, don't worry, she's got it, which was adorable. And then I forgot at one point, and just the fact, I think before all that happened, they got to see Zeb, which was nice.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And then I was like, oh, Agent Callus, hey, I like the way you're here, and I like the way it looks, very nice. I like your hair. That was all before that happened.
Stupid
So,
sexy
but
cows.
then they crash, and Wedge is like, I could have done better. Hera's like, it's fine.
It's cool.
all
It's
good.
cool, kid. You're good.
It's alright.
I'm surprised they didn't use the Force to slow their descent. Just like,
Oh,
Yeah.
Kanan and Ezra?
yeah. It's like,
I mean, I think Kanan
he knew she had it.
felt they had it handled,
Yeah.
so...
Probably. But I was
If
thinking,
that's
like,
fake.
you could slow them down just so you don't get hit.
Help a little, maybe?
They're coming right for you.
So they have a meeting of the... Not Rebel Council. Was it more like a debrief? I don't know what that meeting was with...
Yeah,
Mon
that was
Mothma.
like a debrief. The council, I mean, if we're thinking about what we saw in Rebels, right before they're deciding to go to Scarif or not, and Jin's like, hey, what are you gonna do? You know, that's a lot of people right
Oh, yeah.
there.
That was
Yeah.
like...
Mom
All the
says, I'm
cells.
sorry, without the full support of the council, you can't. And then they do it anyway. That's fine.
Yeah, well...
But I think that was just a debriefing. So yeah, that's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
But Ezra wasn't happy. 'Cause they're
Right.
not going to Lothal like they thought.
Right.
And Mon Mothma took him aside and had like a little chat with him. She's like, my world, I wish we could go help them, but look at all these other thousands of planets we can't help right now.
Yeah, that are under Imperial occupation, and what do we do? I didn't know she was from Chandrila. I can't remember where I heard that from, but I was like, oh, that's where she's from, because I've heard of that system before, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I just learned something.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I thought it was good that she related that to him in just the sense of, like, she's like, listen, my homeworld needs help too, but we gotta think of the greater good for now. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, Ezra's just gonna go and do something, whether they like it or not. And that was probably going to happen later in the season, but it didn't happen right then, which I was happy to see. I was like, no, we've got stuff to do for right now.
Well, he said
But
he
Lothal-
understood.
Yeah, but Lothal does need their help, so that I'm sure that'll come back into play. But for the time being, I thought it was good the way they left it and that she took him aside and, you know.
Well, as we know now, he just has to wait a week. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
happening next week, kids. So you're fine.
Yeah. Yep, that's true.
Yeah. And then, what does Saul, like, just send this giant hologram? He's just like, here's my face. I'm just gonna mess with you until you
Well,
answer
that little
me.
green
Oh, the
astromech
astromech, right.
had the projector on, yeah.
Yeah. He was just kind of, like, following behind everyone, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
stalking them a little. He was
I was
cute.
like, what's that astromech gonna do? Is it gonna do something bad? And I was like, oh, okay, it's that. I'm like, that's alright. That, you know.
I thought he was gonna, like, make friends with Chopper.
Yeah. Something.
Friends
I did
with
like-
Chopper.
Oh, they
Oh,
had that little moment,
friends.
too, where Ezra's upset, and then Kanan's like, alright, come on, sit down. Center yourself. Let's just... I
Yeah.
was like...
Oh, that was...
Because they did that really well, and there's very little words between them, but there's an understanding between the two of them, and they just kind of, you know... Which, again, just shows development of the characters, and, you know, they make it very simple, and they translate it well to the viewer, I think. So I liked that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, and then Saw Gerrera gets up on the screen, you're like, oh, okay. Alright.
Yeah.
And boy, did he give Mon Mothma a stern talking to.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were, they got into a row.
Mm-hmm.
She was actually upset, which
Yeah. She doesn't get.
that you never see her like that, so that was weird.
Not in
actually.
anything. Yeah, not in anything before.
A good weird, but
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. But he was trying to get a rise out of her to show her, like, listen, this is what you need to be to do these things. And she's like, no, I'm not going to be a ruthless person. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make
and-
decisions
but-
based on emotion
Yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Well, and again, her point is, and it will continue to be, if we do ruthless things like that, then we're no better than the Empire. So,
Yeah.
And for him, we kind of understand, like, he is a little bit one-dimensional in that sense, but the nice thing is, knowing if you know what you know about the Clone Wars and him losing his sister, you could understand what made him become like that.
You know,
I'm
I
very
always forget. I keep forgetting that's where
Mm-hmm.
he's from. He's
Yeah.
from Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I
And it
remember
was
that,
terrible.
though.
Because his sister was like the best leader they could have had, and then she gets killed
Yeah.
in
I mean, even
battle. It's
before-
really terrible.
Even before she dies, he was a little reckless. He always was.
Yeah, he's a hothead.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And then when that happened, that kind of, like, when you have somebody like who's like your own, like, because I think it was nobody but them left, and so when you have that person ripped away from you, that's terrible. So,
Mhm.
and also you're gonna hate the people who did it forever. So yes, that's I totally get where
Mm-hmm.
I get that he's always gonna be that way. So.
Yeah. And we know that for sure.
Until he gets kind
Till
of
the
blown up.
end,
Mm-hmm.
until he gets blown up.
I'm wondering
Which
when
I
he...
just like. Oh, sorry, Don.
I
go
was
ahead.
gonna say, I'm wondering, like, when he gets injured, that he, like, loses his leg and he's on the breathing thing, and...
Exactly. I'm looking at him. I was like, all right, he's got the breathing thing. I think he doesn't need to use it though, but it's like kind of there as a part of his armor. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's still got that one leg. He's still got a leg there.
I mean, he's clearly older in this one.
Yeah, he's also
Yeah.
got a bit of a wobble. Like, it's not quite a
Yeah.
limp, but he's
Mm.
walking
He
a
does.
little differently than he did.
He's
Yeah.
got space gout.
Space
But-
cow.
But sometime between now and Rogue One, something like
Something
really
bad
slows
happens.
it down. Or maybe a couple of things, but something really drastically happens. that's
Honestly,
like,
it seems like those injuries can be like he might get caught in an explosion. That's
that's what I was
losing a
thinking.
leg
I thought
and-
the same thing.
whatever to his lungs. That seems like both can happen in an explosion.
Yeah.
Because if he inhaled, like, smoke and shrapnel and
Yeah,
dust particle, like,
tons
yeah,
of
that
not
would
great shit.
necessitate a respirator. I
Mhm.
could see that, yeah. Considering he likes
I
to
was-
be close to explosions.
He-
That'd be
he
nice.
did
well,
just-
no, I thought the same thing. It's an easy way to lose a leg, and he doesn't have it by the time we see him in Rogue One. So yeah, I thought the same thing.
He did just push a bunch of detonators. Like those were the ones they
Down
had
on
in
a
Geonosis, right?
Yeah.
It-
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, the ones he
did-
pushed on the
Giant,
satellite.
yeah, that they pushed into the satellite. Right, that was their
Yeah.
great mission. Where you like
Went really
go
well.
in, went super great until Ezra thought he can impersonate Broom Titus.
Oh no, wait. Yeah, there you go. But
He thought he could impersonate Broom Titus to himself.
Didn't work.
It's like, that's impossible, that's me. And Ezra's just like, of all the people I could have picked.
I know. And he's like, how was I supposed to know? He's like, it's that boy, which I thought was hysterical.
Why would you pick a name? Just like say like you're officer number 35. They don't care about who you are.
Well, no, because...
Until they go, who is this? What's your operating number?
Well, yeah, if he was pretending to be a trooper, that might work, but all the officers haven't used their names. They all have
Yeah.
names. Like, I've never heard of an officer using a number.
I mean, at some point, he's
No.
just gonna have to let
Yeah.
Chopper do the talking.
Brr, 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 brr.
Oh,
Why is this droid on the comms?
he seems reasonable. Let's let him in.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and before I forget, even though I'm skipping a little bit ahead because I think it happens later, when they're like doing what they're gonna do with the plan of like sabotaging that dish to like intercept everything on the Empire, Chopper, I swear to God, Chopper's just like, this is a bad idea. Like by the way his tone is when he's but I'm like, he probably just said I have a bad feeling about this. I was like, oh my God, he probably just said that.
Yeah.
They're like, well, too bad we're doing this. It's like that's what we're gonna do.
Mhm.
So, and I was just dying because they're I was like, that's hilarious. So,
Yeah. I like that Ezra is keeping the jetpack.
yeah,
When
Yeah.
Chopper said it, he's
Yeah.
like, you don't need that. He's like, I know I don't need it. I just want
I
it.
just want it.
yeah. Well, it goes back to the part, like, to the other episode where he was making fun of him. He's like, get it on the fly? Ha ha! He's like totally making fun of him after Sabine said that to him. He's like, yeah, get it. Thanks, Chop. That was so great.
Well, I was wondering.
And that even goes back to when Sabine first got her jetpack, because Ezra kept saying, oh, when do I get one?
When do I get your back? When's your back? I mean,
Exactly.
I'm assuming he could have flown down on Chopper. Is that what Chopper was implying? Like he didn't need the jetpack because
Yeah.
of that?
Maybe?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I think he was just implying, like, hey, you're not very good with this thing, so why use it? You're gonna F it up, so
'Cause,
don't
like,
do it.
They were dropping fast. They could not have used a parachute.
No, that's
That would've been-
Oh my
I don't
God,
know.
they'd have been flattened. They almost were flattened. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was a cool fight with them switching the dish back and forth.
That was good. Yeah, I like
It kind of
that.
felt like a boss
Oh,
fight in a video game.
Yeah. It's like, tilt it!
Don't they know? That was great. I thought that was hysterical. Also, I like that they did a continuity of, like, when they figure out who they are, and Esther, like, awkwardly waves to them.
Oh,
He's like, what are you doing? Put your hand down. They do
and
it
he
later
does
when
that
they
in the second
pick them back
episode.
up. I
Oh,
was like,
He
That's
does
right,
that in
yeah.
episode 4 to the ghost. He waves at Hera, and Sabine's just like,
hey,
Ugh.
we're here.
Uh-huh.
I know. And she's like, oh, jeez. Ugh.
Yeah, so Ezra's impressions never work. They never work as well as he means them to.
No. It's alright. He tried.
He does try. He tries so hard, bless him.
So how about those defenders that suddenly got worse?
They got worse?
Yeah.
Oh, well. I guess they have shittier pilots in them, maybe.
I don't understand.
Why?
Because, like, 8 episodes ago, they were, like, terrifying and the Ghost could barely handle one. And now 2 of them just got jobbed on a cliff face. Like,
Well, to be fair, they couldn't see anything.
yeah, I get it.
I mean, Hera wasn't doing so well until they dipped into the clouds.
Yeah, I mean, these are still prototype defenders.
Yeah.
So they're not, like, at their correct combat strength. So I understand, but it was, like, really funny. I was like, and they're back to being fodder. Great, alright, well.
That lasted
I
a couple episodes.
Yeah, I think once the upgraded defenders come out, that's when the X-Wings are going to show up to, like, stand a chance against the defenders.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. I don't know.
X-Wings. X-Wings.
I mean, I'm kind of waiting for it.
Me too. I like the X-Wings.
And more B-Wings.
Yeah.
That little Mon Calamari guy's got to get busy.
Make those B-Wings.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I love those guys. Are we going to see Admiral Radis? I want to see him.
Ooh,
You know, I
yes.
think we are.
Yes.
I remember that being mentioned by... I want to say Dave Filoni mentioned it, that he's going to be in this.
I like that guy.
But I don't know
Oh.
if that's true or not, so...
I love him.
quote me
He
on
likes to get shit done. I love
He
him.
does,
He's
yeah.
like, let's do this.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a great leader.
that. Wait, wasn't his ship there at the end of last season?
Yes, it was.
His ship was there, so
It
he
might have been.
he technically was.
That was
there.
when they were like, "Who's joining this rebellion?"
Yeah,
His
so
ship was there,
that
yeah.
ship was there. So he technically has been in the show.
Well, his ship's.
Well,
been
and then
shot.
also fun fact about the voice actor Stephen Stanton. He did it for the film Rogue One, and he also does their version. Like he was Old Ben in like the last season
right.
for Rebels.
See, I
knew
so
I knew
he's
the name.
done the voice acting for Rebels and then for Rogue One as well for the characters.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why they can't put him there.
Mm-hmm.
Do there.
All right. Very good. So yeah, Saul picks up Ezra and Sabine, and they get out, and Saul's just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna use you guys. You want to come with?" And they're just like, sure. What are we doing?"
Whatever.
Chopper's like, "Hell no," and they're like, "You're outvoted."
Yeah.
Shut up,
I
sit
love,
down.
though, Hera was like, though, let's go pick up the kids. I was like, that's adorable.
Yeah.
That she said that.
She was late to school. Stepdad came.
Yep.
That's what happens.
Exactly. I know. But I did appreciate that Ezra and Sabine both were like, okay, like they went along with it, but they're smart enough to know and they kept their wits about him. Like every time they're like, all right, well, what about this? What about that?
Yeah.
They didn't quite trust him the whole way. I thought that was smart. And they're just like, all right, let's do it this way kind of thing. So I thought that was very smart.
Yeah.
They've been taught well.
Well, they know. I mean, even in Ezra's like, oh, but at least Saul gets things done. Like he already like very quickly realized like, yeah, this is not.
Not the way to get things done.
This is not how you do it.
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh, that's right.
Because he's like, with the prisoners, he's like, I don't care about them. He's like, wait a minute, they're innocent people. Like, no, that's not how we do this, you know?
Isn't our job to do the right thing?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what like Kanan was trying to tell him. It's the way we fight that's important,
Yep.
not just the result.
And if you notice, Ezra hasn't been killing as much since last season. Because a lot of times in last season, he was just... I mean, they can't show it in this show, but he was directly hitting stormtroopers with his lightsaber a lot more.
Now he's like pushing them into walls.
Or disarming them first and then just
them.
pushing them down. So he's not killing as much as he used to. Unless he really kind of has to.
I love they open a door in the ship and there's the two stormtroopers. He disarms them and then goes
Yep.
and knocks them
Yeah.
out. That was great.
But that's big for him. Like, that's something subtle that they're not really drawing a lot of attention to. But I definitely noticed, like, he's not going out of his way to kill people.
I'm sorry, you showed me the previews for the next couple episodes. He's puppy friend, wolf friend. Ezra's gonna mind meld with a wolf. I don't know. I'm excited.
We'll get to that. Don't worry.
I know. You just made me think of it. It's like animal friends, because we know Ezra's good with the animal stuff.
He heard the
Well,
crystal
also,
singing.
He did hear the
and
crystal.
then Dave Filoni always wants to put wolves in, so he always wants to do it.
I am a fan of that. If we just had a
Get
wolf friend that came with us for space adventures, I'd be fine with that.
I'm fine with that too. Works for me.
I think
Works
we
for
need
me.
a Spectre 8.
Yeah.
Or we have to
You can wear a little collar with a communicator.
Yeah.
puppy friend.
Oh. Oh, I just saw something.
Were you gonna say something?
Oh, well, I mean, I was thinking, like, I guess I was jumping ahead a little bit, but we were thinking about to what they were doing, getting on the cargo, and like, oh, this is like, they're like, Saw, there's nothing here. So again, I appreciated that they kept questioning that, like, I think you're jumping to conclusions, but then he wasn't,
No.
and they found that huge old kyber crystal. I was like, my God, I didn't know they could be that big. I had no idea.
Me neither.
Like,
And
it's
okay,
humongous.
I got a couple questions. Why are the ones from Rogue One white?
Well, I don't know. I don't remember what the color ones were from Ilum. That's in Clone Wars when the younglings, they just do an episode on it where they go and find them. I don't think they're any color in particular. They're supposed to turn a color once you're fashioning them into a lightsaber, to my understanding, and then that's when they take on a color.
Yeah,
So.
but when in that, when you're referring to the Clone Wars, they were already colors when the children found them. And when Ezra
Okay.
found his crystal, it was already blue, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't-
now I'm confused
yeah.
about kyber crystals.
Well,
Yeah.
all right. Basically, when you're making something the size of the Death Star, if 3 of the crystals, you know what I
no,
mean?
of course.
So,
Of course.
like,
I'm just.
It's green because of where they got it from. I mean, that's really all it is. It's
Okay.
it's like you find certain colors of quartz in different parts of North America and stuff like that. Different
Yes,
colors.
that's true.
And also depending on the depth that they found it at. So if it's like if you can extrapolate like Earth geology, I don't know.
Yeah.
You
What do
know.
we look
Well-
like, geologists?
Well, I mean,
I
they
almost said
did a little
geometry.
bit more on the lore of like kyber crystals and the lightsabers more recently. Like they changed it up. One thing I could tell you is with the red, with evil people, with using the dark side. Apparently, a kyber crystal is not supposed to be manipulated that way with the dark side of the force. So you're making it bleed, and that's why
Oh.
bad guys always seem to have red lightsabers. So.
Oh, I thought
Fun
that was
fact.
because they were synthetic, or is that only like certain people's
They-
crystals?
They used to be. I think they
Yeah.
retconned it.
Okay.
Exactly. So the thing that I'm talking about is a recent thing that came out from the new canon. So that's something recent they've talked about. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I could go with that.
Do you want to know the
Fine.
real reason the Death Star laser was green? It's because it shows up better on film.
Mm.
If you really want the
That's
lore,
what I was
that's
gonna say.
exactly why. That's why Luke's lightsaber was
Well,
green.
this wasn't even
It's
the
just-
crystal that they used for the Death Star because it blew the fuck up.
It-
So.
It blew up. It's gone.
Yeah, this was a big.
Which
blew up
was,
like
I
a
think,
couple
the
of things.
coolest explosion Rebels has ever had.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was. And then also that's how Hera and Kaden was like, oh, there they are. Over there,
Found
following
the
this
kids.
huge explosion. That way.
What the hell were they doing? Doesn't matter. Pick them up. Let's get out of here.
Does
Yeah.
not matter. Let's just go. We gotta get the kids. We gotta get out. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
and I got to give props to Chopper this episode, just saving prisoners.
Yeah,
God.
Chopper had a lot to do.
That
So, like,
one.
it's like you're gonna listen to me. That's it. You're gonna listen. We gotta do this thing. You come out of the pods. No, follow me. Doing this. That's it. I don't want to hear it.
He
You do what I
grabbed
tell
that
you.
dude by the face.
He did. It was pretty funny.
He was just like,
Oh yeah, that's right. He
Okay.
got me. He's like, "Wah."
Stop talking and follow me, man.
He's like, I don't have time for this. Whack, whack. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
yeah.
And also, I liked how he was grumbling about the paint job, which I did like. Like, just he's like, I
Yeah.
don't know, I like it better than the orange. I almost did too. I was like, I like the yellow.
It's
Let's
not
get out
bad.
of here.
Yeah.
And I think this might be
So funny.
one of the few times we actually see her pull out a paint gun near him.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times he's just a different
Yeah.
color. We're left to assume Sabine
Mhm.
painted him, but now we actually got to kind of see
Yeah.
it.
And it's funny because
Yep.
technically they didn't need to paint him.
He still blended in with the droids on the ship.
I see. Okay.
I'm just surprised that no one ever notices like how old of a model he is, and they're like, "Why are we still using that?"
Yeah.
He's a
like,
C1
what are you
unit.
doing here?
Yeah.
He's like a 30-year-old
Well, I
droid.
mean, It's like I feel like it's a little bit like the Help. You're not really
You're not really
looking at
concerned with
them.
it. Yeah, they don't see the droids. They
No.
don't-
Yeah.
the Empire doesn't respect their droids.
No, they
They
don't.
always do. No, for real, they don't like. A lot of the rebellion see them as like close helpers and people. That's why
And friends, yeah.
That's why BB-8 and
Yeah.
Poe are so close, and R2 and Luke. I mean, they see them as friends, not just a worker.
Aw.
So
I wonder if BB-9E will have a friend in the Last Jedi.
no, he'll just throw tantrums
Just-
and
Oh, that's sick.
shoot tiny lightning bolts at things because he can.
Mhm.
Little shitbird that he is.
Yeah, he is gonna be a little shitbird. He's BB-9 evil. BB hate.
Mm-hmm.
BB hate. I love it.
He makes a grumpy noise, P.S.
He
Because I've
does?
played with the
Yeah.
toy a little bit, which I love. And if you watch the little Star Wars blips, they're adorable. They do the little cartoon. He makes a grumpy sound at
Aw.
BB-8. It's pretty funny. He's like, rah. But he makes a
Ew.
very low beep, like like an evil droid would. So you're
Yeah.
like, okay, this is pretty funny.
I think
I don't know.
fun.
I find it
Chopper-
very fascinating.
needs to get into a drag out droid fight this season. I need to see
I
him
love
like
that. Yeah.
do the equivalent of curb stomp another Imperial droid. And
I'm down for it. I'm down for
I
it.
want it
Let's
to
do it.
happen. It's gonna
Yeah.
be great.
Mhm.
But they're still not really like Saw still's like there's a super weapon out there. I know it.
Yeah, he will. It's his white
He's
whale.
not wrong.
He's not wrong, unfortunately.
He's Captain Ahab, and the Death Star is his white whale, and he's gonna go down trying to get it. And he does.
Just makes
This
it
is
more
true.
sad.
It
How it
really
ends.
does. Because you
Yeah.
see in this episode, this entire time he has been looking for this thing. He doesn't know what it is. He doesn't know where it is. He's just obsessed, and he has to find it. He knows
Yeah.
it's real, and to his credit, it is real.
You
Yeah.
just don't know where it is.
I mean, he said too, like, he's like, the Kyber crystal that they're loading here, the technicians that they have here. I'm surprised something else crosses his mind. I also, going back to the planet situation, I was like, yay, we're on Yavin 4, we're the rebellion, I love it, official. But they say stuff about the Jedha system, going, oh, that's it. We're starting to get close to the stuff about Rogue One, or just mention it, I don't know, but, like, they say the Jedha system, which they blow up. They blow up the city anyway, as we know. But
Yeah.
And they mentioned Commander Krennic in this
they
episode.
did. That's
Oh.
right.
Who
They about Director Krennic. I was like, oh snap!
Oh, director.
That's
Sorry.
right.
Yes. The officers on the Star Destroyer
Oh.
were saying like this is his. That's the shuttle that they stole. That was his shuttle to pick him up.
Oh, okay.
And we
Really?
also that's why Death Troopers were here, because Death Troopers were guarding
Yeah.
the crystal.
I saw that. I was like, oh shit! We got Death Troopers here.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
boy.
was
And
crazy.
one
when
was a
when the
lady.
doors open, I was like, oh snap!
The commander
Uh-oh.
was a lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of them was.
Yeah,
a
I thought
lady.
that was cool too. And I said, are we supposed to know her? Is she somebody who we know? Is she like a race
she's
clone?
dead now.
I was gonna say she's dead, so she's nobody. But
Yeah.
she was a lady commander.
I
thought
was
that
waiting for her to take the helmet off and us to recognize her, but it just never
Me
happened.
too.
No.
I was like,
But
and that never happened. She died. That's fine. But I thought it was cool that they had a lady commander. But yeah, the Death Troopers are specific to Director Krennic. They're like his little henchmen, specifically within all that stuff. So I was like, oh, I see.
Still can't handle a Jedi. So
No, they cannot.
No. And I really appreciate that there was a female stormtrooper. We heard her voice, and it wasn't made a big deal about, like, and it wasn't
yeah,
revealed that she was a character we knew. She was just a female stormtrooper.
yeah, I think that was better.
Yeah.
And she didn't get jobbed so bad.
No.
Yeah.
Well, they all
that's
kind of got
the point.
jobbed, but that's not the point.
You know.
That's kind of the point they're trying to make with Captain Phasma, but everybody just got upset about that because where everybody's like, "But you have such a great actress playing her, and then you don't use her. Like, come on!"
You
But
literally
they're
threw her in the
going to.
garbage.
Oh my god, they did.
But-
Yeah, they
you
threw her in
know,
the trash compactor. Hey, listen, that trash compactor was not strong enough. She's like,
No.
she's out and she's pissed.
She said no to that garbage.
She's like,
No,
no.
but
I know they're making a comic for her.
2187.
Yes, they are.
I got unfinished business. Side
Yeah.
note, John Boyega posted a bunch of stuff. He's going, worst ex-boss ever! He's like showing screenshots of the trailer where he's like fighting her. I was like, this is hilarious.
That's funny.
He's so funny.
She's
I'm just imagining her coming out of the trash compactor with like a banana hanging off and like just
excuse me, Space Banana.
Somebody
space banana.
at Star Wars Celebration was like full Phasma, but just was walking around in like a trash can attached to them. I was like, oh, she's in the
Like Oscar the
compactor. I
Grouch.
love it.
Yeah.
That's cute.
But she's
It was cute. I liked it.
she's shown up in a couple of comics I've been reading about I don't forget I don't know the characters' names, but it's like takes place it's the Poe comics actually. She's been popping up in as a matter
That makes
of fact.
sense. Well, she has her own novel now too. I don't know at what point
Yeah.
that takes place. No clue, but she has her own book now, so we could know more about her if we wanted to.
I mean, and we've been seeing even last season. I know, like, there was a lot of fights with, like, Sabine and other like female officers in the
Yeah.
Empire
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
Well,
like, there's been
what's her face with the short hair?
Oh yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh
her
my
name.
god.
Their
she's
fights
so-
were the best choreographed last season.
Yeah, they were brutal.
It was. It was really good. I was like, oh god. I was like, oh. Yeah, that was good. I was very entertained, but I was like, oh snap. So.
Governor Prince.
Yeah, that's her.
something. Her.
Yeah, no, that's her. That's definitely her. Governor
Yeah.
Price. That's her.
I've been.
Yep.
She probably got demoted. She didn't get killed, right?
No, she
No,
pissed
she-
off
She did
Thrawn.
not get killed. She was
Right.
still hanging
Yeah,
around.
he probably demoted
You
her
don't.
ass.
You don't disappoint Thrawn. You don't
Yeah,
do that.
no,
Well,
you don't.
Governor, would you just lose your office?
Who did
then?
die?
You don't
Oh,
get...
what's his name died?
Yeah,
Shitbird.
right, because they blew his stupid
yeah,
Star Destroyer up.
Yeah,
This is the worst.
He flew the. He flew
Oh,
the.
because he didn't listen to him.
What's the one with the gravity wells
Right.
on it?
Yeah,
That
I don't
one.
know. That one.
That thing.
Right, because
I'm not good at ship names today. I don't know what's wrong with me.
You
How
caught a
that shit down.
you caught a case of
Yeah,
the knee.
I stopped playing X-Wing. Is what happened.
Ah,
I
look
haven't
at
been
that.
playing in a long time. That'll do it.
Yeah, but they got the end of this episode. They got the energy technicians. They get them off,
Yeah.
and Hera says, "We'll fly you guys home. Don't worry about it." But they pledge themselves to the rebellion, which was super cool. So now
Yeah.
they're like, "We don't know what the Empire wanted us for, but you guys can use us, right?" And she's like,
That's fine.
"Yes,
We need more than one person maintaining our shield generators. So,
yes, please."
you know, do that.
We can use the help. But they said, yeah, we were valuable to a certain extent to them. So yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yep.
we'll help you.
Yes.
And I am okay with that. I hope we see them more.
I hope so too. And then
Again,
that
yeah.
made me start to think of like the technicians and Galen Erso. I was like, I wonder, has he defected? Is he hiding? I assume at this point he's hiding with Lyra and Jin. But I wonder if we'll ever get a mention of that or something.
He'd have to be by now, right?
Yeah, I think the timing would be because because that's like right on the eve of like them having finished it and blah 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 and then get
Yeah.
the plans and right on the eve of like the original series. We're getting close to that, so I assume he's still in hiding at this point, but probably. I wonder if they're going to tie that in at all, or if this was all we were going to get. Which, if this is all we're going to get, that's fine by me. I think they did a great job with what they had in these 2 episodes. I loved it. So
Yeah.
Well, if we're a couple years from the events of Rogue One, Jin has to be doing her shit already. She has to be
Well,
older,
yeah.
yeah. No, you're right.
yeah.
You're
So
right,
she
yes,
would, if
true.
she was with her father, she would
Well,
have been a
that's true.
child.
She's too young. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So he might.
She's doing her
Yeah.
stuff before the
He
rebellion.
might
picks
already
her
be
up.
back then. With.
Yeah, with the Empire.
With the
So that's
Empire,
what I'm
that's right,
wondering is
yeah.
like as a technician, I'm wondering because I'm thinking about those technicians. I'm thinking, is Galen Erso currently working on the Death Star right now? Is he
Probably.
with the Empire right now? Is he in prison with them? Which would make sense. But then also too, the timing is like Jin is not with Saw anymore.
No,
so,
not yet.
Yeah.
And she's-
Well, no. I mean, like he let her go when she was like, or left her when she was like a teenager. So is that time elapsed already? Is it
Right,
at this
right.
point?
Yeah, that probably happened before he even met Kanan and Ezra.
Yeah, yeah, I might have.
Yeah. Maybe.
I kind
don't
of-
know.
Did anybody else kind of want to see Cassian walk through when they were having a little debrief part? Because I wanted to see that just a little bit. Just
A little bit.
Well, there were U-wings parked out in Yavin.
Yes.
So
that's right.
they're
Yeah.
like trying to show us like, look, there was more than 3. I know they kind of stopped showing up, but they're here.
They exist.
Yep.
Saw used one.
He did. Yes, I
So-
was gonna say that.
They're shoving the U-wings in there.
Yeah, it did the little swoop thing with the wings.
Yeah.
I was like, I know, recognize that ship.
Which I'm glad. I do
Yep.
like the U-wing. I like the design of it. So I'm glad they're using it.
Yeah, they're cool. I like them. Oh, and the dude, his dude on Jeddah, the guy with the thing, he was there. I was like,
Yes,
oh
yeah.
Yes.
The
The,
one who's like dragging around Rook, Bodhi. He's like, blah, 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 like, you're gonna do what I want.
He's
You
got
know?
a
I was like,
stupid
oh,
nickname
yeah.
like Tubes.
There you
Oh,
are.
does he?
Yeah.
That's dumb. I can never remember the race's name, but that's Plo Koon's race, right? Master Plo Koon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think you're. Yeah. You know what? Well, it's the same thing with Bib Fortuna. He's a Twi'lek. He does not look like one. He looks his
And he's
his
got
legs
weird
are all
sharp
fucked
teeth.
up. But yeah.
Right?
What?
Yeah, he's weird. He's a weird one.
He's got like fucked up looking Leku. That's what they call that. But
Yeah.
the brain stem stuff like that. But yeah, he's a Twi'lek. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Christina. He is the same race as Plo Koon. Plo Koon is a man. I love him.
Oh my god,
He's
I miss him so much.
I miss him so much too. He's so cool.
Every time I think I'm like, he, no pomp and circumstance, just got murdered. Like,
I know. I was
so
like,
upsetting.
same thing with Ayla Sakura. I was like, she was
Yeah.
so cool. Just same, and also Shakti dead. I was like, this
Everybody.
is lame.
I mean,
Super lame.
yeah.
Anyway, getting a little off topic there, but Clone Wars
I don't know
rant.
what happened.
This
Yeah.
is lame. Lame.
Alright, I mean, that's all I've got for this episode. What about you guys?
Yeah, I think that's it. We covered the major points that I mean, the stuff that I was really excited about. So yeah, can't think of anything else.
Alright, so next episode, is a double episode, but these two are not titled the same,
Nope.
unlike our last two sets. So this one is called The Occupation.
Okay.
Ezra and the Ghost crew are called back to Lothal when a new Imperial threat rises, and Kanan and Hera almost kiss. Sad.
They almost kissed. Almost.
Aww.
That was the promo. It was
Did you
just like,
see it?
No, I'm
You
gonna
gotta
go
watch it.
it.
You'll
like,
die.
right now.
Your heart will leap out of your chest 3 times.
and then you'll get sad.
And then you'll get sad.
Okay.
and-
But wait, they have a thing? They had a thing. They had a thing.
A kiss?
They
They have
did
not
think-
kissed on screen.
Oh, they've,
I.
there's been
Go-
plenty going on off screen. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Like
Yeah,
I never
in
see
their-
it, but I'm like, there was a thing. There's a
Yeah,
thing.
there
that
was a
happened.
thing. No, they
Yeah,
were.
that's what I thought. Okay.
Did you? Their book covers all that.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, wait, there's extra
Yeah,
material on this.
they had
okay,
a long
okay.
relationship, so
Okay, yeah, okay.
it just
That's
took a
what I thought.
back
All right,
seat
but
to the
still.
rebellion.
Mhm.
So
Which I'm sure is a topic that's going to come up between the two of them in the rest of the season.
Mhm.
And then the episode after that is Flight of the Defender.
wonder what that's about.
I have no idea. Ezra and Sabine steal an Imperial prototype TIE fighter, but must rely on some unexpected help to escape from Thrawn. So Thrawn's gonna play a major role in one or both of these.
I did see that Vizago is going to be back. Remember the way back to season 1, the green guy that they're cutting deals with? The guy with the
no.
horns on his
Yeah.
chin? He's back.
The dude
Oh.
who is friends with Kanan.
Vizago's his name, right? I'm not crazy.
I don't remember. I'm usually pretty good with it. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure that's his name.
I'm sure when
But-
I see him, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's.
Yeah, you know who I mean.
Like,
He's
I'm drawing
back.
a blank.
I think he's gonna have to smuggle them into Lothal
Oh,
because
course.
of how tough it's. They're not gonna let the ghost in. They know that. But
Yeah,
No, yeah, they
yeah.
know.
I mean,
They
at
know.
this point, the Ghost is a recognizable ship.
Yeah.
especially on Lothal, those guys
Oh yeah,
have their number.
oh yeah.
They
And
got
I,
a plate written down on all their notebooks. Just yep, that's the one. That's the
I
ghost.
like Mon Mothma's like you can get in and out unnoticed, which they did not, by the way. But she's like, well, it's not called the Ghost for nothing.
They got a cloaking
I thought that was so
system.
cute. I was
Would
like,
go.
but they didn't get. You're right. They didn't get in and out without being noticed. It's
That's
alright,
how
they
good
tried.
they are. They don't need a cloaking system.
No, it's called the ghost because Chopper scrambles their
Yes.
signals. That's why. Whatever.
And
Anyway.
Hera's a fantastic pilot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. John, where can the people find you?
I guess next to you. But other
Here.
than that, no more on Twitter.
Sam, where can the people find you?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at LikeLeia. Woo-hoo-hoo.
You can find me at Cleomoto, and you can find all of us at ASO TV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube, and newly on Twitch. If we're gonna start broadcasting there, and I can't freaking wait, but it's probably gonna be like 2 weeks. So if you don't have an account, go to twitch.tv and make one. Twitch is a cool place. It's not just video games anymore.
But it is a cesspool, so
Oh, it's less worse than other places on the
less
internet.
worse.
Less worse.
Like-
Shut up.
Hey.
Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
It's less worse.
Much more better.
More better or good.
Much more better than Reddit or 4chan. 4chan
but
is a
at that point, it's
4chan
like,
is an absolute stuff.
When you start comparing things to 4chan, you're in a bad
right. You're
spot.
like, well,
You're in a horrible spot. I don't know. I was making a bad joke. That's like where like those rapey people hang out that like hack Jennifer Lawrence's iCloud for her nude photos. Like that's what those people are. They're the
the good
scum on the
parts of
bottom
the
of
internet,
shoe.
folks.
Yep. 8
They're horrible.